Roberts. Second pitch he sees, skies one, left center, carrying well actually, and Sweeney all the way to the warning track makes the catch. It looked like it was carrying anyway.
It sure did. Maybe that's good news, even though it's overcast and let's see the 83% humidity. I think that's all the marine layer that's making that high of a percentage. Diamondbacks will go back home with about, well, it's been raining, so maybe it'd be 20%.
Yeah,
a little drier in Arizona.
They have had a tough road trip weather-wise. Atlanta, Florida, and now here in Oakland, and they got rained out last Sunday and Monday. So I'm sure they will indeed glad to go home. But the Diamondbacks have had a good trip, 6-2 on the 9-game road trip with that one rainout. Overall, the Diamondbacks are 19-24, but they are playing very good baseball. They've won 4 in a row, a season high 4-game winning streak, and they have won 6 out of their last 7. So A.J. Hinch has his team playing pretty good baseball right now. They're 10.5 games behind the Dodgers. That's the problem for any team in the National League West, is the Dodgers are running away with it, and they have the best record in baseball.
That's the fear of any team in a division. And a team runs away and has the success so far the Dodgers have had.
Yep. Dodgers 30-14, and they are 18-4 at home.
But you hope to play well at home and 500 on the road, and they are doing exactly that. Just, I wouldn't say surprising everybody, but they're just having a lot of success in their home park. And the A's will face them 3 games in Los Angeles, interleague play.
3-2 to Gerardo Parra. Fouls it back. Something to watch for today. Talked quite often how difficult Outman is on left-handed hitters. They are 5 for 30 this year against Outman. It's a 167 average, and he has not walked a left-handed hitter this year until now. Had a feeling that was going to happen.
Well, Parra has shown in this series that he will make contact. He fouls off some tough pitches and did not bite at a couple of breaking pitches thrown by Outman.
Now, the Diamondbacks have just Parra and Drew, the only 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup today. So Justin Upton steps in. He is the designated hitter this afternoon. Good changeup there from Outman. Drops in first strike.
It's a great changeup, and you hope to get contact in the changeup, but a lot of swing and misses. That one taken by Upton. Maybe he was taking all the way. A lot of hitters, first ball, fastball hitters will swing at it. Landon Powell is catching Outman for the 3rd time. He's caught him twice in the previous 6 starts. It's good to see Landon back in the lineup and healthy enough. He, of course, injured his hamstring on the recent road trip as he was running to first base.
2-1 now to B.J. Upton with Stephen Drew in the on-deck circle. Edgar Gonzalez, first start as an Athletic last night, got a no decision. Threw 88 pitches in those 5+ innings. He had the 5-1 lead. The A's had the 5-1 lead. Very disappointing loss last night. That's, we talk about it, Ray, sometimes. That was one of the losses that you think about when you're driving home.
Oh, yeah. Dan Herron ended up getting some run support. He allowed 4 home runs, career high for him, but got a no decision because his club did score 4 runs in the 8th inning to tie it.
Line drive, Holiday over. He's not going to get it. Bounces off the wall. Parra digging for third. He'll stop there, and Justin Upton. That's a big league line drive right there, as Holiday went over there but couldn't get it. So 2nd and 3rd and 1 out.
Well, the count is the key. 3-1 fastball, ball that ran in to Upton, and he crushed it. One of those you hope is right at the left fielder, but to the right of Holiday, and no chance for him to get to it. Scalded.
So the left-handed hitting Drew steps up.
Outman's looking for a strikeout and does have a lefty. He's capable with some good pitches to get the strikeout that he needs.
Stephen Drew had a big hit last night. It was the hit that gave the Diamondbacks the lead in the 11th inning. Made it 6-5. Broken bat. Cabrera charges. The run will come home. Throw to first is in time. So Parra scores, and the Diamondbacks take a 1-0 lead. So RBI number 12 for Stephen Drew.
First baseman, number 27, Mark Reynolds.
Just trying to make contact. He did, and the bat headed on towards Giambi at first base. Cabrera, runner had to hold at second base, but the contact with the infield playing back results in a run for the D-backs and a walk that scored. First walk that has scored against Outman in his last 4 starts. He's only walked 3 in his last 2, but today this one hurts.
Mark Reynolds, the hitter, with 12 home runs and 25 RBIs on the year. Grounded toward third. Bobby Crosby has it, and that'll do it. A run for the Diamondbacks off Outman in the top of the first. So 1-0 Arizona as John Garland gets set to take them out. Single run for the Diamondbacks in the top of the first. Here's the A's lineup brought to you by McDonald's. Cabrera at short, Kennedy at second, Cust is the DH. Matt Holliday will play left field, Jason Giambi at first, Ryan Sweeney in center, and then Travis Buck hits 7th, Bobby Crosby 8th, and Landon Powell will hit 9th. Burns, Young, Parra in the outfield for the Diamondbacks. Roberts, Drew, Hayda, Reynolds on the infield. Chris Snyder is the catcher, and 29-year-old John Garland takes them out.
Making his 9th start, of course, 4-11 career against the Athletics. Those numbers as a member of the White Sox and the Angels. As I mentioned, good two-seam fastball and a changeup that he likes to throw. These two guys traded for each other.
That's right.
Cabrera to the Angels. Actually to the White Sox for John Garland. The Angels had hoped they would keep Garland a little bit longer than 1 year. It's amazing, though, 29 years old, already has 8 years in the big leagues. This is his 9th full season.
And a very good career record, 110-91. Anytime you get up around 20 games over 500, you've been in the league that long, it's good quality starting pitcher. In the hole, Stephen Drew straightens up and throws. A nice play. Cabrera's out, 1 out.
They like to hit a ball like that with a runner at first. As Drew able to play in a normal position. Third baseman, even with the bag, Roberts, and Drew played in a normal position, able to cut off the ball in the hole. And a strong throw, good arm by Drew to throw out Cabrera. But if the infielder is fading up the middle, that's a base hit to left field. Just a matter of when you hit a ball and the situation.
Adam Kennedy hitting in 2 spot this afternoon. Kurt Suzuki with the day off. But Kennedy's been just swinging the bat so well. 400 is his average now. He is 20 for 50 with 4 doubles and 2 home runs since joining the A's.
Dan Heron said that was a cut fastball. Splitter that Giambi hit out. Fastball that Cust hit out, and of course the hanging curveball to Garcia Parra, but there was a cutter. Pitch that Dan would love to have had back.
Drew out, Ojeda out, and nobody's going to get it. So Adam Kennedy stays hot, a bloop single with 1 out here in the first. When you're going good, that's what happens.
Guys died just to have that kind of success when you're swinging the bat well, ball gets on its hands, jammed it, but yet enough into shallow center field. 3 guys converging. Nobody could get to it. Boarded a collision, and Adam Kennedy with a 2-strike hit. John Garland had to get to second base. Kennedy was not going to try to advance, but since both middle infielders went out to try to catch the ball, vacated the spot.
First pitch to Jack Cust is hit high to left field, shallow. Burns racing in. He's going to get there, and a little snow cone. It was thinking about popping out of the glove of Eric Burns. No problem, though, says Burnsy. Had it all the way.
It's a ball hit right in the pocket and then slide right up into the webbing. Whoa.
Two outs for Matt Holliday.
I wonder how dark it looks with those dark sunglasses on an overcast day.
Indeed it is, and there's no reason to think, looking up at the sky, that it's going to clear up at any point today.
Well, over the hill this morning it was not. And if it's not over there, it's not going to burn off this way.
Just a bit outside. Holliday a home run on Friday night, his 6th of the year. Talking about the Diamondbacks signing John Garland. Thought he was going to get be a longer contract. They ended up giving him a 1-year deal with a club option for 2010. Hit hard toward third. Roberts goes to second. And throw a little bit low, but handled by Augie Ojeda. And that will do it. A's do not score in the bottom of the first. Second inning coming up. D-backs 1, A's nothing.
His warm-up tosses and a nice gesture as he heads to the dugout. Picks out a young man, and he's got a fan forever. It's always nice to see them thinking about that. So it means that they can take the warm-up tosses knowing they're going to get into a game, but yet take a few seconds to make a young fan happy.
Chris Snyder leading things off. Snyder, Burns, Ojeda here in the second inning.
Steve Vucinich will not send Josh Outman a bill for that one baseball that he gave away. You know, that's
not if you give it to a youngster.
May end up being a season ticket holder. He'll always be a fan for life.
Long run for Holiday, but he'll get there. Fair territory. Snyder's retired, 1 out.
Batting in the 7th position.
So here's Eric Burns.
He's in the clubhouse talking to Eric Burns, trying to do an interview with him, and he was watching videos. And there's a company, and I know Adam Roden has talked to us about it, but he was watching Josh Outman pitch, and he could program the computer to say, show me all off-speed pitches from Josh Outman. Wow. So every pitch that Burnsy was watching that Outman threw to various pitchers, change up sliders, curveballs.
Burns digging for 2. Cabrera has a little trouble picking it up, and Eric Burns with a head-first slide. A jam shot that just blooped right over the head of Bobby Crosby.
Batting in the 8th position.
We talked about Adam Kennedy perfectly placing one. Well, same with Burnsy, and just watching him run, as you hear the shattered bat. Both hamstrings torn last year. One off the muscle or off the bone, and that does not indicate that anything's bothering him. And that's his game, running.
For Burns, his 10th double of the year. And this is Augie Ojeda, who's a switch hitter. Ojeda played third base on Friday night. He was not in the lineup last night. 278 hitter with a home run. Can play all the infield positions. Remember, Felipe Lopez, the starting second baseman, left the game with an injury last night. Diamondbacks come in 14th out of 16 teams in total runs scored in the National League. Drive to center. Sweeney goes back, still going back. He's going to get there for the second out. So it's really kind of hard to figure out, right? Because
center fielder, number 24.
A lot of extra base hits, a lot of home runs, but not a lot of runs scored. Doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, getting the hits at the right time.
That's right.
That's the key. Runners in score position, probably as big a stat as anything. Doesn't have to be a home run just to get a hit to drive in a run. That's why many think that the run batted in, the RBI, is the most important statistic offensively. It's sure you'd like to think home runs an average, but it's when you get the hits and how many you do drive in.
Never know with Eric Burns, he may take off.
Burnsy starts deep and then starts walking in towards the pitcher, so his lead does not increase. See how he goes back at an angle, then he'll come back this way as the pitcher gets in a set position. Just kind of gets his momentum headed towards third base.
1-1 the count to Chris Young. Travis Buck to his left, and he's got it side retired. Runner stranded for the Diamondbacks. Bottom of the second coming up. Jason Giambi's going to lead it off.
Ladies
First pitch to Jason Giambi is a strike in the inside corner. Four home runs and 19 RBIs for Jason. Fourth inning last night off Dan Hare. Home run down the right field line. Plenty of distance. So next up for Giambi, Duke Snyder, 407 career home runs.
Well, there's a song, Willie, Mickey, and the Duke.
Yep.
First to hit a lot of home runs, Duke Snyder with 407. Billy Williams, 426. Of course, played with the A's 1975 for a year. Traded over from the Chicago Cubs after the A's had won 3 consecutive World Series. And Billy got traded to the A's thinking that my time has come. And lost to the Red Sox in 3. But last night, a split finger fastball. And Jason Giambi out in front, pulled it in. Guys recognizing, realizing 400 for G. And I think he's happy that the weight is off his shoulders.
Gets jammed there, hits one to first, and Reynolds will take it himself. It's a good pitch by Garland. So Ryan Sweeney will hit.
Center fielder, number 15, Ryan
Garland's
Sweeney.
last start was Tuesday at Florida. And he pitched well and got the win. 1 earned run in 6 innings. This is his 9th start overall. Of the first 8, really just 2 have been bad, and it's one of the reasons why his ERA is so high. Second start of the year, he gave up 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings. And then a couple starts ago, 7 earned runs again in 3 2/3. Outside of that, he's been pretty good. Shot right past Garland. He put his glove up and had no chance. So Ryan Sweeney with a 1-out single.
Batting in the 7th position. Right
Ryan Sweeney with a fastball down low. Left-handers, of course, like the low fastball right over John Garland in the center. Garland standing up, said, nope, I think I'll go down and put my glove up just in case. Not going to hit my body.
Make it look good, right?
The effort. That's what it's important.
So Travis Buck steps in. Buck hitting in the 7th spot. He has a home run in his career against John Garland. 3 for 7 with a home run and a couple of walks. He was a pinch hitter in last night's game and flied out. It's been kind of a series of extremes for the A's. In game 1, they had 1 run on just 6 hits, but last night they had 7 runs and 14 hits. And of course the 4 home runs. Very nice bunt. Garland fires to first in time. Well, I don't think Travis Buck could lay down a better bunt. It was almost perfectly placed. I thought it was a hit.
Well, he was bunting for a base hit. No sacrifice given because that was determined, as was the case, and probably good, but he was just trying to push the ball. And he did it perfectly, but John Garland, you have to give him credit for being able to field his position, gets Travis by 1 step. National League with a pitcher hitting, that's a sacrifice, but American League, or really any time a position player bunts with 1 out, he's bunting for a base hit.
Bobby Crosby, home runs and 9 RBIs. He's got a chance to pick up RBI number 10 with Sweeney at second base. Crosby played a little bit in game 1 of this series, came in. Has not been in the starting lineup in either games, coming off a tough road trip. There's the Garland sinker. He's got a good one.
Well, between the 2-seam fastball and his changeup, 2 pitches he'll throw anytime.
Now he's ready. He's very deliberate, especially when runners get on base. We've seen that from him. 2-2 now to Crosby with Landon Powell, switch hitter on deck.
Usually that pitch is thrown, a fastball inside. Set up maybe going outside with either a slider, another fastball away, just to get the hitter thinking about the inside part of the plate, which makes the outside part of the plate that much larger for the pitcher.
Two and 2 to Crosby. Sweeney with pretty good speed at second. And it's inside, so Bobby Crosby works the walk.
At the Coliseum Saturday, that's June the 6th. The A's take on Baltimore at 6:05, and after the game is a special post-game concert with American Idol winner Jordan Sparks. Concert is free with your game ticket, which you can purchase online now at oaklandathletics.com. I wonder if Simon's going to be here to judge.
She won it already. Yeah, she doesn't care if he's here or not.
That's a good point.
She's got the W. Chance for Landon Powell. In there for a strike. See, Powell has 9 RBIs this year on 7 hits.
A week ago today, cleared the bases in his first at bat. The A's scored early, but unfortunately not enough. It's against Galarraga, Detroit.
And then the next night is when Powell actually came in the game late. It was the game in Tampa on Monday where it was a blowout. He grounded out, and that's when he came up a little lame, but seems to be okay. We were a little concerned when it happened. He got about halfway to first base and started to trot, and really that was it.
That's what you said the other night. Nothing good ever happens after midnight. Nothing ever good happens on a blowout. Unless you're on the winning team.
The old pinch hit appearance in a blowout late in the game.
Legs aren't loose. And the one thing sometimes, I mean, you always want to run hard as a player. You hit the ball, you want to run hard, but other times if you have problems with your legs, you want to give that impression, but yet you don't want to bust it so much that you end up getting hurt. Bob Guerin's knees hurting just thinking about it.
Or the cold weather.
Yeah, that's true. That 83% humidity.
Close pitch. Garland was headed off the mound. Scott Berry is the home plate umpire, and he said, I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. A.J. Hinch, let's take a look with our great over-the-top camera, and he's looking right down the barrel of Snyder catching the ball. He didn't like it. It's good.
Dale Scott is crew chief. This group is down at third. And it's a walk. Another close pitch. Garland went to the outer half and didn't get the call there. So the bases are loaded now with 2 outs for Cabrera.
Well, good take by Landon Powell, who, it's amazing with his inactivity, has not played a lot, but yet still a very good eye at the plate. Very quick and strong when he does decide to swing. A.J. Hinch at the top of the steps, seeing his catcher go out to talk, so he does not. That's what you like to see in a catcher, that from a manager standpoint goes out and takes responsibility of taking care of his pitcher. A.J.'s been there as a former catcher and now managing.
Cabrera grounded to short in the first inning. Sweeney, Crosby, Powell are the runners. Off-speed pitch, drops low.
We're talking about getting the hits at the right time. This is what we're talking about. Runners in scoring position, but especially with 2 outs. Trying to capitalize on a couple of walks by Garland.
To left field, Burns racing back, and he's going to get there, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. A's leave him loaded. Third inning coming up, 1-0 Arizona. Brought to you by Cash Creek's Splash of Cash, giving away $12,000 cash daily. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Top of the order for the Diamondbacks here in the top of the third. A run on a couple of hits so far for Arizona. It was a Stephen Drew ground out to short that knocked home Gerardo Parra in the first inning for the only run in the game. Roberts leading off the game hit a fly ball to center field. They're underway at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers with an early 1-0 lead over the Angels, second inning. Matt Palmer pitching for the Angels. He is 5-0. Chad Billingsley for the Dodgers. Billingsley is 6-1.
All the Dodgers pitchers should have good records.
They should.
Their team record.
30-14. Texas is on the verge of winning again. Rangers lead the Astros 5-0 in the ninth inning in Houston. Travis Buck is there, and Ryan Roberts flies out for the second time. The Mariners got a Ken Griffey Jr. home run off Barry Zito in the first inning. So they lead the Giants 2-0. That's what's going on in the AL West.
Well, that should be enough for the Mariners, considering the lack of run support Barry's been getting this year, the lowest in all of baseball.
Under 2.
Yeah. So he's done.
Do the math. The Texas Rangers, Ray, coming into today have the best record in the American League. How about that? They're 25-17. That does not include their game today, which they're very close to winning. A's will be in Texas next weekend. Doubleheader on Friday, and then game Saturday, game Sunday. Slice to left, and Matt Holliday gets over there. Parra is retired for the second out.
But every team starts the season and hopes to get off to a good start and then kind of maintain the schedule after you get off to a good start. You get 10 games over 500. And as long as you just play consistent baseball, you got a chance to stay at that point and then just keep adding on.
Well, perfect example, Ray. Toronto Blue Jays. Up until this week, we've been talking about the Blue Jays playing great baseball. But they just got swept by the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. Blue Jays have lost 6 in a row. Yeah. But they're still in first place.
And knowing that the offense will kick back in gear
at some point,
get it going again. They always have Doc Holliday to make sure they don't have too long of a streak. But right now it's bunched up with those three teams.
In the hole, Cabrera straightens up, and then he slips a little bit, and it's going to be a hit for Upton. So Justin Upton is 2 for 2, a single and a double.
Yankees and Phillies tied at 3, so the Yankees just waiting for another walk-off.
Yeah, that's the way they do it. Brad Lidge blew another save today.
Wow.
Did I hear it right? His ERA is over 9?
Yeah.
That's impossible, isn't it?
After last year. Talking about a magical season. That was a Dennis Eckersley type season last year as a closer and culminating with the World Championship. But what a difference a year makes.
Hit hard on the ground, but right at Adam Kennedy. Side retired. Bottom of the third coming up. Kennedy, Cust, and Holliday. A's trailing 1-0. 1-0 Diamondbacks. John Garland back to work. He'll face Kennedy, Cust, and Holiday. Adam Kennedy had a bloop single in the first inning to stay red hot. He is hot.
That pitch last night was not a strike, as Dale Scott was behind the plate. Today, though, with Scott Berry. Joe Mauer. Just think what he'd be hitting if he hadn't missed the first month of the season.
Kennedy lines one foul. The A's got Kennedy on May 8th from the Rays. He's done nothing but hit since he got here.
Well, and sadly, now starting to be talked about, well, what's going to happen when Mark Ellis comes back? Forget about it. Just enjoy what Adam Kennedy's doing. Mark Ellis is getting himself ready to come back after the calf injury, and it'll all work itself out. But no reason to start talking about it at this point. You just have to give credit to Adam Kennedy for taking advantage of a situation. The A's being able to get him, and down the line a week ago, that was in the A's big inning. Home run down the right field line. You got a base hit or a double a little bit later to left field.
That was his first home run of the year. Last night was his second. A's hit 4 home runs last night. Giambi, Kennedy, Cust, and Garcia Parra.
We can't forget about Jack Cust's bunt, though. I mean, that was
no.
a big one, just like Jason Giambi's 400th home run. I mean, Jack Cust's second bunt hit of the season.
Change up, and Kennedy swings through it for the first out here in the third, and that's the first strikeout for John Garland.
Jack Cust again. We just can't show this enough. Pushing the ball. Dan Herron off the mound quickly, as Garland did today. But Herron saw a little bit offline, and Jack Cust running hard, and another base hit. You know, you get one butt hit a week. That's an extra 26 hits a year. Just think what that does for your batting average.
Oh my goodness. But would it take away from Jack's power?
No.
So he can just, if he bunts, he just automatically adds 35, 40 points to his
Absolutely.
Well, we got to talk to him about this.
I think he's already realizing it. And the hitters, pitchers have to pitch him a little more carefully, thinking that he's a multi-dimensional player now. He's not just a home run or nothing. You got the third baseman, Alberts, playing a normal position, just off the line, though. Oh, we saw with Joe Laird.
That's right.
Detroit, how many base hits he had a couple years ago with the Rangers.
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
3-0 pitch, and Cust lets her go right there and fouls it down.
I like it. This was last night. Dan Herron said the fastball is supposed to be inside. It got it drifted out over the outside part of the plate and up, and Jack Cust with a top spin at top of the wall and bounced right over into the 388 sign.
Down the left field line this time, so the count 3-2. Very high and right to Eric Burns in left field. It will come down, and Burns has it. So Cust has flied out to left field twice in the ball game. 2 outs.
Now batting number 5, Matt Holiday, left field.
He hung in there.
Kids Club member doing the PA announcing. I think Dick Callahan has a chance to keep a job today.
Holiday hit into a fielder's choice. The average now at 266 with the 6 home runs. And that one's lined to right, and that's a base hit in front of par. So Matt Holliday gets his 3rd hit of the series. It's a 2-out single.
Now batting.
91 mile an hour fastball, and Matt going opposite field, which he does regularly with the fastball.
"11 hits to right field." And big power hitter, but he's not afraid to go that way if that's what pitchers are giving him. Here's Giambi. Holiday stole the base last night, so he is a threat to go. He's got just a couple of steals this year, but a very, very good base runner. Scott Berry's not given that inside corner today. He's been consistent.
Well, it's an area that's be most critical because he is looking right over the catcher's shoulder. And of course, that means the pitch to the outside part of the plate. He would be calling it at an angle.
Pop up, foul territory. And it's playable, but the shift was on, and Ryan Roberts, the 3rd baseman, playing over at shortstop, and he had no chance. Trying to think if there's any team in the league that has 2 players in their lineup that the opposition puts on the shift for, and it happens with Cust and Giambi for the A's.
I have to check with Elias.
Yeah, they know everything. No team doesn't pop into my head that I remember another team having it done to them. Giambi 3 unassisted leading off the 2nd inning. So he's 3 for 9 in the series. Never had much success against John Garland. 2 for 19 with 3 walks.
I have one for you. When's the last time you saw a shift won by a team with a right-hand batter?
Never.
That's right.
I don't recall it ever happened. That's a good call.
And it's really something started with Ted Williams, a great hitter, Hall of Famer with the Boston Red Sox. They used a shift way back when, but left-handed hitter. But I don't remember a right-handed pull hitter that teams used the shift.
Yeah. Sliding shortstop into the hole a little bit.
But now Julio Franco, the guy was playing until he's 60 years old, but he would start his swing and he'd hit the ball so much to right field, they would use the shift and have the shift go to right field for a right-handed batter, but not to the left side as a pull hitter.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah. And you won't either. I mean, Julio's rare. He hit everything or most everything to right field. He used a 48-ounce bat at age 48.
That's the 3rd walk issued by John Garland. So 2 on and 2 out for the A's. Another shot for them. They had the bases loaded with a couple of outs in the 2nd inning but could not score.
That young man doing the PA announcing said, "When's this inning going to get over?"
Yeah.
I've had enough. I think he's hearing the delay when he talks.
Maybe the A's will bat around.
That'd be great.
All night.
And he might stick around for the next inning if that happens.
Ryan Sweeney had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Holiday, Giambi, the runners, and that pitch inside corner is called a strike. Outfield plays Sweeney straight away. Garland, 58 pitches already in the ball game, and we're just in the third inning, so his pitch count is up.
Still throwing that two-seam fastball and the changeups we talked about, but the A's hitters are laying off the changeup so far and trying to get him to get the two-seam fastball up in the zone and not swing at pitches down. And with Scott Berry's strike zone today, it seems to be calling the higher strike, maybe not as much the lower one, and that will always force a sinking fastball pitcher, sinker ball pitcher to elevate and straighten out his pitches.
Sweeney drives one to center, but Chris Young goes back, now comes in. He's got it, side retired. A's strand 2 and do not score. Fourth inning coming up. Burns will hit third, 1-0 Arizona.
Ladies and gentlemen, half price on the tape pack. It's back for 2009 season. Go to section 120 now to learn more about this great ticket offer. 6 great games on the field level for only $78. This pack features
California, we hope you are. Check out MLB.tv. You can log on to the internet to watch every out-of-market game of the season live. For more details, visit OaklandAthletics.com, where baseball is always on.
Top of the fourth inning. Mark Reynolds leading things off against Josh Outman. Josh has given up 3 hits and 1 run, 1 walk, and he does not have a strikeout yet this afternoon. Reynolds grounded out to third to end the first inning. He did that with the runner at second base. Eric Burns will hit third in the inning. And now it's 3-0. For strike to Reynolds.
And Josh Outman in his last start, James Shields was pitching for the Rays, and they matched zeros. 6 innings. Josh did not give up a run. And that's a great pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball to be able to challenge 3-1. Now he could come back with a changeup if he wanted to, but what's wrong with challenging the hitter again? Just blew the ball by him. His last start Tuesday, no decision against the Rays. Very impressive. So 1 walk and 6 strikeouts.
Just missed inside. It's a leadoff walk. So Reynolds is aboard. Here's our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question.
Number 19,
Lucy Roca from San Jose
Chris
says,
Snyder.
why don't the hitters ever get the green light? 3-0. Because everyone knows that the fourth pitch is going to be a fastball and probably a strike.
Well, Jack Cust must have been hearing or answering
He
the
swung at a
question
3-0.
already. He had a 3-0 green light. A lot of it is determined by the hitter and how selective he is. I think a lot of times you'll see managers in spring training who will kind of test their players, give them a green light just to see how they react. And you want to swing at a good pitch. Jack Cust, of course, who has a great eye, and you figure that if you kind of zone in on one particular area, look for a fastball in that zone, just take your nice normal swing, and get a chance to hit a long ball.
And the preference is to allow the guys who are power hitters to swing 3-0.
Right, exactly.
Because they're the ones that can do the damage on the one pitch.
Usually a guy gets a 3-0, comes out of his shoes, swings as hard as he can.
Sometimes too hard, right?
Right.
And it also probably depends on how's that guy pitching today. Does he have pretty good control? Is he around the plate, or is he all over the place?
And there are times also where a pitcher, say in a 3-0 count, will not give the good normal fastball. Let's say he throws 92, 93. He might throw 88 just to get a fastball over for a strike, not know if the guy's going to be swinging the bat or not. And as a result, that 5-mile difference, if you're a hitter, you get way out in front and pull it foul, as Jack Cust did in his last at bat.
2-1 is the count to Chris Snyder, the catcher. Snyder a fly ball to left field in the second. Diamondbacks like to run. The second most stolen bases in the National League, 37 as a team. They have just one in this series. So as we said, they're a very difficult team to figure out offensively. They do some pretty good things, but they don't score a lot of runs. They have the second most extra base hits in the National League and the second most stolen bases. How can they not be scoring more runs? I can't figure it. You said it best. Home runs fine, but the clutch hits are obviously not there. Phillies have just gone ahead at Yankee Stadium, 4-3. Top of the 11th inning, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
So that means the Yankees have him just where they want
That's
them.
right. Fouled just below us. That is the rubber game of that 3-game series. Yankees have won 9 out of their last 10. Just a bit high, and now full count. Reynolds a long look at Chip Hale, the third base coach. See if anything's on. And that one's popped close to us again.
And Reynolds was not running. That was at least on that pitch.
See if he is here. He is going there, and the pitch is inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And the Diamondbacks got something rolling here in the 4th. So a visit from Kurt Young. The hitter is Eric Burns. Burns with a double in the second inning and got jammed and just hit a little blooper down the third base line that dropped fair. Out 55 pitches so far in the game.
Eric Burns.
Burns in the series 2 for 6. Giambi comes in at first. Burns to bunt and pulls the bat back. It's inside. So Burns, at least on the first pitch, thinking about sacrificing in the 4th inning.
They'll have to go through the signs again at the request of Eric Burns. Did not pick up the first one. As a hitter who is bunting with speed, you have to be more concerned about not having bases loaded. Get one sure out. Hayes would like to get the lead runner, Bobby Crosby, holding his position at third. And remember, this is new for him. He started playing third base in spring training. So just trying to have an angle to see what the runner at second's doing and where the bunt is going to be laid down by Burns.
And if you're the hitter here, Ray, in this situation, you really would like to bunt a ball and make the third baseman be the guy who makes the play, because then it pretty much guarantees a successful sacrifice, because third base is vacated. There's nobody there to take a throw.
It is a tough bunt for a right-hander to get the angle of the bat to bunt the ball, and he has to bunt it to the third baseman where the pitcher can't field it.
Popped up on the infield, and Eric Burns is not going to be a happy camper on that one.
Boy, he is not. He threw his bat and
he's hacked off right now.
Number 11.
2 bunt attempts, and it gets a fastball down the middle, and that's what we're talking about, like 3-0. Except this was 2-0. But he's upset because he just maybe tried to do a little bit too much.
So Outman gets 1 out, and that'll bring up Augie Ojeda, switch hitter. Bit low. Ojeda fly ball to center field in the second inning. Ojeda playing second base in today's game. Here's your runners. Reynolds with the walk. He's at second. Snyder with the walk. He's at first. Outman's not necessarily say he's missing by a lot, but he is missing. He's had runners on base in every inning, so he has spent quite a bit of time in the stretch today. That one's a strike. Good pitch there.
The problem you have is falling behind and in this half inning. 3-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. And you start laying fastballs in after falling behind. Eventually, hope that's not the case, but too often you see the hitters start gearing up, and especially the pitcher pitches deeper in the game and starts losing a little bit off this fastball.
Well, Outman seems pretty concerned with Reynolds, the runner at second base. Bounced. Cabrera has it to second for 1. Kennedy turns it, and that's a double play. So Josh Outman works his way out of it after walking the first 2 hitters, and the Diamondbacks do not score. trouble and then pitched himself out of trouble by getting the double play grounder.
Perfect 6-4-3 double play to end the inning, and you walk a couple of guys, you fall behind. Josh Outman throws the right pitch. Maybe took a little bit off the pitch to get the ground ball, and it worked perfectly. Outman more of a fly ball pitcher. Today, 5 ground ball outs.
Good A's fan right there.
Is that Raleigh or Zavada?
The lefty. Buck, Crosby, and Powell against John Garland. First pitch to Travis Buck in there for a strike. Buck bounced back to the pitcher. Actually, did not bounce back to the pitcher. Laid down a very nice bunt, and Garland made a nice play. Buck was bunting for a base hit. Pops this one up. And Stephen Drew has it.
Third baseman.
That gentleman is pretty good.
Crosby.
Well, he's getting there.
Yeah,
he doesn't quite have it finished yet.
I was talking to him today, and he said, guys kind of make fun a little bit, but what a story. Streator, Illinois.
You know where that is?
North of Peoria. But both of his parents passed away, and he has a farm. You'd be familiar with that. Your dad, of course, you're growing up on a farm, but he had to quit baseball because somebody had run the farm.
Wow.
And he actually introduced myself and told him I was from Marion, Illinois, and he said, Marion. He played independent baseball as they built a stadium just a little bit north of my hometown. And they have an independent baseball team. He says it was a great place to play. Fans came out. They were drawing 5,000 or 6,000 people per game. And he wanted to stay close. And A.J. Hinch was telling me that when he was out of baseball, they ended up signing him. And he said he had to pitch in an area, I can't remember the name of the town, but it was close to Streator, and A.J. said, why here? He said, I have to go home on the off days and run the farm.
Wow.
So A.J. told me Friday, he said, the situation comes up, I'm going to use him. And sure enough, he came in.
Yeah.
And he's very appreciative of this opportunity. He said he got on the staff bus, and everybody's looking at him. He said, what are you doing? He said, you mean we have 2 buses? And you're playing in the low minors, independent baseball, and he came
You're
up
lucky
and
if there's one on time, right?
told Mel Stoudemire Jr., he said, I just had a steak on this plane. This is unbelievable.
That's great. Good inning for John Garland. 3 up, 3 down. We are headed to the 5th. Still 1-0 Arizona. One 1-0 Diamondbacks. They scored in the top of the 1st. And we are now in the top of the 5th. Each team with 3 hits. So that is where we are at. Diamondbacks will send up Young, Roberts, and Parra here against Josh Outman.
Well, Josh Outman does not want to think too much longer about the walk to Parra and scoring on a ground out by Drew. That being the only run of the game. He's hoping his club can score him some runs. And quickly forget about that. He's pitched well. One hit in the first, second, and third. And got out of a first and second, nobody out in the fourth.
And he struggled a little bit in that fourth, but what was nice to see is he pitched a little bit,
yeah,
even though he lost the strike zone by walking the first two hitters. I think that's always the best thing to see, Ray, when you watch young pitchers. Is you see them hopefully improve when pitching in different situations as the year goes on. And that's what we're starting to see with Josh Outman, and that's very nice. And I think to take that a little further, maybe times when we haven't seen it. A guy like maybe a Dina Evelyn, where you kind of saw the same things this year that you saw last year when he struggled.
Right.
And hoping that you wouldn't see him this year, but you did. Kennedy has it. Ray, take us back to a pretty good pitching matchup in interleague.
The duel in the desert. Tim Hudson, of course, pitching for the Athletics in the big unit. Future Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. Tim Hudson on July the 10th. What an outstanding performance. Tim Rock Raines hit a home run to lead off the game. Hit batting right-handed, the switch hitter, of course, against Randy Johnson. And the A's went on to win that game. And we're going to show you the series a couple of years later when the Diamondbacks won the World Series. But a weekend in the desert dominated by Hudson, Mulder, and Zito. Just unbelievable. Yeah. But that game, Tim Hudson, boy, when talk about a bulldog. Unbelievable. I mean, that was kind of like the Mutt and Jeff, big Randy Johnson and Tim Hudson, one of the smaller frame guys, but the heart of the lineup. Just unbelievable the way he pitched and continues, and we wish him well as he recovers from Tommy John surgery. The Atlanta Braves.
And it's funny too, Ray, is Diamondbacks came in the league in '98. Expansion team. We're not very good, but after their first year, they went out and signed a bunch of guys, including Randy Johnson. They won 100 games in 1999 and made the playoffs in just their second year. So it wasn't some expansion team that Hudson was facing. They had a very good lineup, and like I said, they won 100
Well,
games.
the one hitter Mark Mulder threw against the Diamondbacks. I mean, you talk about unhittable. There's Mark Grace and a couple boosts over from us, but he had it all working. And so right now, Mark would like to look at that video and say, how can I get it back? But
that's for sure.
He was pitching just unbelievably, and all three of them that weekend. And remember, no walks the whole weekend. Thank you, Tommy Adza. But I remember, I think it was Mark Grace told Mark Mulder during the offseason. No, it's Kurt Schilling said, glad we didn't play you guys in the World Series. Had no chance. They ended up winning, beating the Yankees.
Josh Outman settles back down. 3 up, 3 down inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Cabrera's going to lead it off. 1-0 Arizona. 1-0, bottom of the 5th. Diamondbacks still leading the Oakland Athletics. Well, today's poll question, which you can find at csncalifornia.com. Which interleague opponent of the A's are you most excited for? Sit down and watch. Giants, Dodgers, Padres, or Rockies? And if you want to answer that question, go to csncalifornia.com. It's a great website. Check it out. And that is today's poll question. We'll have results during A's post-game live. So this year, it's the NL West for the Athletics. And they're supposed to switch every year. Last year it was, what was it last year? The East?
Yes, it was.
East, this year West. So if they stay true to form, they being Major League Baseball, it'll be the National League Central next year for the A's.
And you would think with the cost of fuel, they would keep it within your own division.
Well, that's, you and I agree on a lot of things, not everything, but we decided that if interleague play is going to be around, and it is, that it should be the A's playing the National League West every year. I agree with that. Good cities, LA, Dodger Stadium, San Diego's nice, Colorado's nice.
In Colorado, as far as the East go, let's see it.
Mickey Morabito, the director of team travel, would agree with us. Because nobody likes the cross-country flights. Something about a cross-country flight for interleague play that makes it a little bit more difficult. Kennedy on a ground ball to short. So 2 quick outs, both ground balls to short on Cabrera and Kennedy. Saw an interesting news release, Ray, on interleague play. They sent it out before this weekend. The reason it's here to stay is since its inception in 1997, interleague play has drawn an average of 33,252 fans per game. That's an 11% higher than non-interleague games, 29,739. So there you go. Now, is that a cut and dried way to judge it? I don't know. I think interleague play, you have the regional rivalries like here, the A's and the Giants, is going to draw very well. Mets and Yankees are going to draw very well. But, I mean, that's what you have to go on.
But I think when you have a single team market, it's one thing. But in the Bay Area, as we've talked before, you can see the American League clubs in Oakland, the National League clubs in San Francisco.
Yep.
And you can see every club. So interleague play is not that special in a sense in the Bay Area because you get a chance to see a team. Say you're playing in St. Louis, Kansas City, Detroit. You know, teams come in that you wouldn't see it from the National League.
Yeah, you're right.
It's one thing, but it's a little different here.
It's not quite as big of a thrill. If you're a good baseball fan, you can see every team if you want to, if you live in the Bay Area. Cuss gets jammed. It's a little pop-up. Long run for everybody involved, including Burns, who dives, and it pops out of his glove. Cuss digging for second, and he'll make it. So it's a double.
And he came out of nowhere. It was high, but the shortstop, Drew, was going out. He was not going to get to it, and here comes Eric Burns, and he was fine there until he hit the ground and popped out and tried to reach for it, crawled for it, and he could not hang on. Jack Cust smells a double. He'll take it.
So Eric Burns, great effort, but it just popped out of his glove when he hit the ground, and he's so airborne. 3-4 feet in the air, it comes down hard. The ball popped right out.
Phillies hung on to beat the Yankees.
Yeah, 4-3.
No double bone save in that one.
So Matt Holliday, a chance to tie up this ball game.
if the play ended right there, it's an out. But look where the ball is. And as soon as you hit the ground, it popped out. It's very difficult to control a ball in the webbing of these outfielders' gloves. In the pocket, you could squeeze it, hit the ground, be okay. Now here's a situation that first base is open, right-hander, but Matt Holliday, you'd think, would get a pretty good pitch to hit, at least not pitch him so carefully with Jason Giambi in the on-deck circle. Normally with a left-handed batter at the plate facing a right-hand pitcher with first base open, and a right-hander in the on-deck circle might see it, but it's kind of reversed with Jason, a lefty, in the on-deck circle.
3-0 now to Holliday.
Seems to be pitching very carefully.
Holliday hit into a fielder's choice in the first and singled in the third. And now they'll finish off the walk to Holliday. It's an intentional walk.
By the way, this game is in high definition day, isn't it?
I think so.
Got my list that Blair gave me, which means folks watching high definition, and next 2 games against Seattle in high definition as well.
What are those check marks on your schedule?
Means we worked. But also just want to make sure in high definition, and just to alert fans that may not be fortunate at this point to have high definition, and get the box from Comcast and enjoy baseball at its best in high definition. That guy's got 3D glasses on.
Styling, man.
Yeah.
Sunshiny day. Actually, we will not see the sun the rest of this day. The shades are on. Giambi, a ground out to first. That was in the second inning, and he walked in the third. Jason drives one to right, but did not get enough. Parra is under it. He makes the catch. Side retired. A strand of pair. We are headed to the 6th inning. A little action from Eric Burns in this inning. The Diamondbacks still leading 1-0. Justin Upland leading it off, top of the 6th inning. It's been 1-0 since the first. Upton has had a good afternoon. Double in that first inning, which helped the Diamondbacks get their run, and then a single in the third. So his average now at .324.
Back-to-back curveballs from Outman. He's not thrown a lot today, so a good time. He goes through the batting order the third time to bring in another pitch. Got a good breaking ball, hard one. And it likes to feature, of course, the curveball and the hard slider down in into the right-handers.
Another foul ball. Count remains 0-2 to Upton. Upton, Drew, and Reynolds. This one popped up and playable. Powell flips the mask off, and Landon's got it. One out in the 6th. Leaderboard today brought to you by Firestone. Interesting history makers, notable milestones here at the Coliseum. Started in '68 with the perfect game by Catfish Hunter. Hank Aaron, how about that in 1975? A couple big things in 1990, including Ricky Henderson setting the all-time stolen base record. Eck in 1995, that was actually on this date. He picked up his 300th career save. Bonds, home run number 714. Giambi, number 400 last night. Notable individual performances here at the Coliseum. Stephen Drew, the only RBI in the game, ground out in the 1st, and then he grounded out again in the 3rd. The Rangers did finish off the Astros 5-0 shutout. Brandon McCarthy, a complete game. 124 pitches. Boy, I bet the Rangers were thrilled to see that. So McCarthy gets his 4th win of the year. Shutout. Kinsler, home run number 12.
Number 27, Mark Reynolds.
So the Rangers improved their record to 26-17.
Just another case of a pitcher being able to pitch deep in the game. Of course, a special game for McCarthy to have a chance to pitch a shutout. By the pitch count, Rangers are not concerned.
Dodgers leading the Angels 4-2 in the 5th inning. In that Yankee loss to the Phillies, Teixeira homered, his 13th of the year. CC Sabathia started that game. And it went into 11 innings, so he obviously got a no decision, but pitched well. So Sabathia's starting to pitch pretty well for the Yankees. No surprise there. A strike call to Mark Reynolds. 1-1 the count.
Good idea. Missed with 5 fastballs. 4 to Drew. First one to Reynolds. Came back with a changeup. After Landon Powell went out to talk to him.
Good pitch there, 1-2. Red Sox won 12-5 over the Mets at Fenway, so Boston salvages the final game of that series. The Mets had a 5-0 lead in that game and lost 12-5. Tim Wakefield got his 6th win. He's 6-2. Rockies went into Detroit and took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Crosby handles a tough op to Kennedy for 1, and that's a nice double play. And not an easy play for Bobby Crosby at 3rd. Still 1-0, bottom of the 6th coming up. Carl's Jr., the Portobello Mushroom $6 burger is back at Carl's Jr. It's more than just a piece of meat.
Number 15, Ryan Sweeney.
A's trying to get something going against John Garland. Bottom of the 6th inning. And no runs on 4 hits against Garland through the first 5. It's that kind of day, folks. Because it's cold. 1-0 Diamondbacks as Ryan Sweeney will lead things off. Sweeney, Buck, and Crosby for the Athletics. Garland has walked 4 and struck out 1. And the A's have had chances. They've stranded 8 through the first 5 innings.
Garland had a game similar to this against the Athletics when he was with the White Sox. Went the distance. I think might have shut them out, but similar type of pitching, although pitch count might get him today. 82 in the 6th.
A shot to center, and that's a base hit. Sweeney is 2 for 3.
2 hits straight away center, and all 3 balls that he has hit today have gone to center field. So Ryan Sweeney staying on the pitches,
Right fielder,
not
6,
opening up, and
Travis Buck.
that's a great approach. The pull action will come naturally.
Here's Buck, 0 for 2. Travis in this series now 0 for 5. Sweeney, pretty good base runner, has a nice lead. Rolled foul. Sweeney has 3 steals on the year. He's 3 for 5 in that department. Buck with a tried to bunt his way on, got thrown out, and then popped out to the shortstop. See, 80 miles an hour. Good off speed pitch.
Yeah, back-to-back off speed pitches. Well, this is where a hitter has to just have confidence that he's strong enough to stay back, try to recognize the pitches, and not be so far out in front. Best news, you don't make contact. Those are the pitches the pitcher wants contact made.
Yeah, I would think if you're a pitcher, the best thing a hitter can do if you throw him a changeup is to swing at it and make contact, right?
Put it in play.
Yeah.
It's not going to do a lot with it unless it's a mistake off-speed pitch. We saw Dan Herron last night throw 3 of them.
Again, the 0-2. Bobby Crosby in the on-deck circle. Reach for again, and this one's going to be playable. Ryan Roberts, the third baseman, has it. So Garland just stayed with the off-speed stuff away from Buck, and nothing Travis could do with it except pop out.
Third baseman, number 7, Bobby Crosby.
So with 1 out, Bobby Crosby steps in. Crosby has 28 career at-bats against Garland. He's 10 for 28 with a home run. So he has done well against the veteran right-hander. Crosby a walk in the second and a ground out in the fourth. I think Garland really takes his time when he gets runners on base. Changeup, and it's a strike, a high strike.
Figures he's only out there every 5th day, so he's going to enjoy it.
I never thought of it that way.
That's right. I mean, he might go times if it's just once a week.
Yeah. Good swing there by Crosby. Fouls it straight back.
There's something to be said. You talk about pitchers who work quickly and the hitters are constantly trying to slow them down. And conversely, a pitcher can take his time, and as a hitter, he's saying, just throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know, you prefer to kind of have the little mixture. You don't want to waggle the bat so many times. Look at how many practice swings Crosby's taking just to try to get set and not stand up there and get too stiff, waiting until the pitch is delivered.
Well, I think with Garland, he takes a long time just getting the sign before he really looks in at the catcher. You just watch him. See, he has not even got the sign he's wanted yet. He's closing in on 100 pitches. That was 93.
See how much he's having to rub up the baseball. Also, that means it must have been one of those pearls that was put in.
Yeah.
Gone through the 6 dozen.
A little too shiny.
Yeah, and just send out a brand new box. Call Matt Weiss to have him rub up some more.
Another foul ball. Landon Powell waits in the on-deck circle. Line drive, base hit right field. A very nice at bat. Digging for third is Sweeney, and he is safe. Heck of an at bat for Bobby Crosby, and he gets rewarded. And the A's have first and third with 1 out.
Well, the ball hit very hard, and a very strong throw. Ryan Sweeney did not hesitate, but pitch away from Bobby. Finally got a fastball and drilled it to right field. But Ryan Sweeney, knowing it's going to drop and just continue to run, one hop, power had it. And Ryan Sweeney almost slid off the bag. Kept his foot on the bag as he slid. So the A's with an opportunity. Ryan Sweeney head down and going, watch the slide and watch the foot. Well, interesting at third base, Robert did not stay there to reapply a tag.
Here's Powell. With that hit by Crosby, immediate action out in the Diamondbacks bullpen. And it looks like our guy Clay Savada, I do believe. There he is. In the dirt, bounces away from Snyder, and this game is tied. Wild pitch, Sweeney scores.
And folks, that is why you like to see aggressive base runners. If Ryan Sweeney stops at second, it's now second and third. Instead, his aggressive base running gets him to scoring position at third. And a ball off Snyder, he broke immediately, and a close play at the plate. But down the line is Sweeney, and boy, that's perfect execution. The way he positioned himself as the throw was being made, because he went down the line, had the momentum going towards the plate. Ball got past Snyder, and he was able to score.
So now a 1-1 game. To right field, hit pretty well. Parra back, still going back. It is gone. Landon Powell, a 2-run shot, 3-1 A's.
And he's going to make it around the bases. He might have run hard out of the box, but his first major league home run. Take your time, big boy. Well, the 2-0 tried to go inside, made the mistake. And I think he might have hurt himself if he did. Right there, the swing. See how slowly he is getting out of the box?
Yeah,
he felt it. Great shot, guys, and that was unfortunate, but what a great swing in the follow-through. And maybe just tweaked the hamstring again, but Landon Powell, a walk, and now a 2-run home run, a 3-run inning for the A's. And
Garland was hanging on to that 1-0 lead. The A's kept putting pressure on him, but could not break through. But they finally do here in the 6th inning.
He is not coming out of the game. Landon Powell. He's not a speed burner anyway, but good to see him putting the catching gear on. And when you spent time on the disabled list, and no doubt Landon Powell with knee surgeries that he's had and health issues, the last thing you want to do is go on the disabled list. He was fighting hard. Training staff did a tremendous job in this past week to work on the hamstring to get him ready, to make sure he didn't have to go on the DL. And it's nice to have an Ironman like Kurt Suzuki right there. That's a struggle, but what a great swing, and he has been very impressive. That's 11 runs batted in for Landon Powell, and the ball came back on. You guys know that it's his first home run, and also know it gives him a 2-run lead. Got that. Runners in score position.
Line drive. Parra dives, and he caught it. Nice play by Gerardo Parra. Side retired. The A's do some damage against Garland. The final 2 runs coming on Landon Powell's first career home run. 7th inning coming up. 3-1 A's.
When it got past him, he knew he had to get to first base to cover. Giambi with a nice feed. Look at Outman sprint and beat the hitter to the bag. And a great play by Josh Outman. It's a great bunt because once he gets past the pitcher, pretty good chance it's going to be a base hit. But those two guys, Jason and Outman, worked it perfectly to the final out of the inning. So what looked like hope for the Diamondbacks with a leadoff walk, a double play, and a great play on the bunt. The A's with the 3 spot in the 6th. John Garland is finished. And the A's with a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th.
New pitcher for the Diamondbacks is Doug Slayton, the left-hander. Slayton making his 9th appearance.
Similar to John Garland and his fastball, slider, and changeup. Not really overpowering with the fastball, about 91 at tops out. Has some tailing action, which is typical for a left-handed pitcher. There's the slider.
So Slayton faces Cust, Holiday, and Giambi, the middle of the order here in the bottom of the 7th. Pretty good slider there, but just off the plate. So Doug Slayton, 29-year-old left-hander. Diamondbacks picked him in the 17th round of the 2000 draft. So he has been a Diamondback his whole career. Got to the big leagues in 06, was there in 07, full year, and full year in 08 as well. Jack Cust went around, and the ball pops away from Snyder. Recovers, Cust is out. And that's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Nissan. Get to the Nissan 10 event for great deals on reliable vehicles. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
Jack Cust swinging at Slayton's slider, and of course seeing for the first time, you can only look at so much video, and that's one of the disadvantages and more of an advantage for a pitcher in interleague play. Seeing a guy for the first time is like spring training. Adam Roden can only do so much work. He puts it on video and DVD, and all you can do is look.
Yeah, seeing a slider on DVD 10 times equals probably seeing it once standing at home plate, right?
And with not a lot of time to react.
Grounded to short. And that's the 2nd out here in the 7th. So Matt Holliday is now 1 for 3 with a single and a walk.
Now, what we were talking about at the beginning of the game looks like we might see firsthand, and that is a pitcher pitching deep in the game, unless Michael Wirtz is already loose, which I'm sure he would be throwing right now. It'd be Josh Outman going back to the 8th inning, and what a great feeling that is to be able to watch that happen.
Well, I think there does come a point where you got to see what the young man can do.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's.
I think it's at about 96. At one point, he'd be pitching the 9th. As long as he didn't give up any runs.
Giambi with a ground out to 2nd. A walk and a fly ball to right field. Drive, right center, hit a ton. That baby is gone. 401 for Giambi.
So 4 of the 5 against lefties, and that was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. This had to feel so great for Jason Giambi to turn on a fastball in a no-doubter. That sounded great, and take the trot. So a home run last night as a DH to this afternoon. He's at first base. And let's hope that's the beginning of many, many great ones for Jason Giambi. Tied Captain Sal, 192 for the A's.
So that gives Outman a 4-1 lead. So 2 home runs today by the Athletics, both big ones. Taking that out a little further, 7 home runs now in this 3-game series, and that is good news. Team starting to hit the long ball. A couple of hits for Ryan Sweeney this afternoon. Sweeney a single in the second and a single in the 6th. He scored a run. Scored on a wild pitch that tied the game. Getting out there is Augie Ojeda. He tracks it down, and that'll do it. But Jason Giambi, career home run number 401. A long one to right center. So the A's breaking out the long ball sticks in the series. 4-1 A's over the Diamondbacks.
Thursday pack is back for the 2009 season. 6 great games on the field level for only $78. This year's pack features 3 weekend games, including a Ricky Henderson banner giveaway day. For more information, visit oaklandathletics.com.
Chris Young leads it off. It's a fly ball right field, and that's going to drop in front of Buck. So a leadoff hit for Chris Young in the top of the 8th. Your defensive changes. Hanahan at 3rd and Crosby now at 1st. So Giambi out of the ball game. Top of the order, Ryan Roberts. This will be pitch number 100 for Outman. He has allowed just 4 hits to the Diamondbacks today. Wirtz is ready. Hit hard. Cabrera lets it go right past him. Young with the good speed will go to third. It was a shot on the ground and went right through Cabrera, and that's too bad because obviously it would have been a double play. It's an error on Orlando. That is his 8th error of the year.
Ball was smoked, but right at Cabrera, just went down and went through him. And that would have been a great double play to turn.
That's the first error in the series by the Athletics. And here's Gerardo Parra. He slices one foul. Parra 0 for 2 today with a walk. He scored a run. He's 2 for 12 in the series. Again, slice foul. We've seen Parra do that all weekend. Just foul and balls off.
Well, best case scenario, get a strikeout. The lefty was tough to strike out anyway because his ability to make contact on tough pitches, but didn't get a double play. Nice round figure 4 of the day. If the A's could get one more double play.
He had him out front. Parra was just able to get a piece of it. On deck is Justin Upton. Laid off that pitch. The A's would very much like a quiet 8th inning.
Yes, after last night.
Yeah. Just a bit off the plate, not by much.
Pitch at 94, which says one thing. Josh Outman with pitch number 105 is not losing his velocity. This is adrenaline. I mean, this is where guys can back and get a little bit extra, knowing that every pitch is critical, trying to get through this inning.
Grounded. Kennedy's got it. Flip to second for 1 to first. Double play. Run comes in to score, but the A's get 2 outs. And on the double play, Bob Guerin's coming out. So the double play goes 4-6-3. Young scores. And Josh Outman was terrific today. 106 pitches, and he will leave to a very nice reception. So Michael Wirtz coming in. We'll be back. gets the double play on Para. And then he comes out of the game. 7 2/3 innings. Well, that's a very nice performance. Yep. Throws 106 pitches. That's a career high. And Michael Wirtz will try to keep it right where it is. A run did come in on the double play. It's 4-2 the A's. And Wirtz will face Justin Upton. Slider for a strike. So Michael Wirtz, who pitched last night, and he threw 28 pitches. In fact, last night, extra inning game, 11 innings. The bullpen threw 6 innings. Bullpen guys threw 132 pitches. Wow. So you gotta be careful now. Sure, this is a very short outing for Wirtz. Well, there's nobody in the bullpen.
Well, probably hoping for just a one batter, one out, get in the dugout, and somebody starting to get loose. That is Breslow. Newest lefty in the bullpen, or the newest reliever. He happens to be lefty, the only one.
Well, he threw 32 pitches last night.
Just getting loose.
Boys had to work hard last night in the bullpen. 2-2 now. Upton is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Got him swinging. A slider that hung up there, and Upton swings and misses. That's the first strikeout by A's pitchers today. 4-2. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Bottom of the 8th inning, the A's with a 4-2 lead. Buck Crosby and Powell. Doug Slayton, his second inning of work, gave up the home run to Giambi in the 7th.
Right now, that's a big run. That was an extra run, made it 4-1. Now 4-2. The unearned run for the Diamondbacks in the 8th inning.
Travis Buck is hitless this afternoon, 0 for 3. Brad Ziegler is warming up for the A's. That's a good slider. We've seen that from Slayton. I guess if you're a left-handed reliever, probably need to get a good slider. You're going to face left-handed hitters.
And if you're a good left-handed reliever, you're going to have a job for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, slider's important, and a slider that's thrown hard, not a soft slider.
Two and two to Buck. Ground out and a pair of pop-outs for Travis today. He's worked it full. That slider, and Buck hanging in there, fouls it up over the A's bullpen.
You see enough of them, you start looking for them, which is a very good idea from the hitter standpoint. Some power right there. Holiday Giambi cussed. Middle of the A's batting order. Pitchers sit together, power guys side by side.
Burns coming in and over, and he's got it. So Travis Buck is 0 for 4. And we're going to get a pitching change. So Doug Slayton goes an inning and a third, gives up the home run to Giambi, and he will out. Diamondbacks will bring in a right-hander to face Crosby. It's 4-2, bottom of the 8th. Bobby Crosby will face the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks as Merling Vasquez is the youngster who comes on. 4.61 ERA. 11 strikeouts and 13 2/3 innings. So an inning and a third for Doug Slayton, and A.J. Hinch goes with the right-hander Vasquez. His first pitch way outside Crosby. Crosby had a big base hit in that 6th inning. That's when the A's scored 3 runs.
That was a great at bat. 7 pitches. Well, I think just as important, the base hit, then Sweeney going first to third.
Close pitch, 2-1. Crosby has also walked and grounded out, so he's 1 for 2. Now 3-1. Angels still leading the Dodgers 5-4 in the 7th, and the Mariners have just defeated the Giants 5-4. So that's your updated scores from the AL West. Off the foot.
Is that a 3-run home run that Beltre hit?
I think it was, yeah. What was the difference in the game?
Fastball that Berizito tried to get inside and missed. And is it changeup? Oh, geez, it's worse. Just watching the catcher set up location.
Zito takes the loss in that game. Felix Hernandez the winner. Drive to left center, but Young's going to get back there, and he's got it. 2 outs.
That time now for Carl's Jr. in your face, and we congratulate in a big home run, Landon Powell. Getting a tough time getting around the bases because of the hamstring, but his first major league home run over the out-of-town scoreboard, over the line, the out-of-town scoreboard, and the big guy, number 35, hitting his first major league home run, and that made it a 3-1 game. Jason Giambi with a solo to make it 4-1, now 4-2. But Landon Powell continues to impress when he does play, especially with runners in scoring position.
He got 11 RBIs now, and he's done that with 8 hits. That's pretty darn good. But that's what happens when you come up with the hits with runners in scoring position, like you just said he has done. 2-0 here to Powell. In the 9th inning, it will be Drew, Reynolds, Snyder. Brad Ziegler's been down there loosening up for a while. He's definitely ready to go.
Amazing thing, Kurt Suzuki, and of course this is the bottom of the 8th inning. It seemed like last year every time Suzuki got a day off or a game off, at least starting, he came in late as a great pinch hitter. So far that's not been the case this year. Let's hope they don't need him tonight or this afternoon. So he gets to get upset for the entire game by sitting on the bench. He wants to play every day. He's been doing a great job.
Powell walks.
High compliment talking to Dan Herron. Of course, Dan was here in 2007 when Suzuki came up from the minor leagues. And ultimately started to take over once Jason Kendall was traded. But Dan Herron could see just how well he thought Suzuki was going to do. And just watching him now last year and in this series, very impressed with the way Suzuki has improved and calling the game. And, of course, being a young catcher, that's something that's going to take some time. But he's adapted very well, very quickly into that role.
Outside corner strike to Orlando Cabrera.
That's a high compliment coming from one of the best in the game, to Dan Herron, who pitched to Suzuki the second half of 2007.
That's going to get down for a base hit. So Cabrera gets his first hit this afternoon. Drops a single in front of Burns. First and second, 2 outs. And Adam Kennedy is the hitter.
Second baseman, number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Remember, Powell is at second, and it looks like they're going to leave him out there.
Well, that's the problem when you have 2 catchers, and if you take him out for a pinch run and put Suzuki in, you can, of course, always be concerned about something happening. But it's going to be tough for him to score unless Kennedy puts one in the gap someplace.
Well, and the concern then too is if it is a base hit right at somebody and he really tries to stretch it out. I mean,
but I think he was probably told, even by the training staff, that just be careful. Otherwise, you really try to push it too much. And even swinging the bat looked like he was pushing it as he came out very slowly.
Smerling Vasquez is a little worried about him. He was stepping up. Pretty sure he's not going. 1-1 now.
Usually the third base coach will ask the runner at second, how do you feel? And I don't think Gags has to ask Lennon how. He knows that it's got to be a gapper, and anything right at an outfielder, forget about trying to send him. He is able to get about a 30-foot lead off second base. They're not even paying any attention to him in second with 2 outs.
Bounces away, and that will indeed help. So Powell to third, Cabrera to second. A wild pitch. So all that stuff we were just talking about,
yep,
forget it.
To the right, hit off the shin guard of Snyder, and be careful.
Heads up.
Just cameras all over the place, huh? Snyder looking back in the on-deck circle as a reminder who is waiting, and it is Jack Cust with a count of 2-1 on Kennedy.
Left field, that's a base hit. Powell will score. Here comes Cabrera, the throw to the plate. Not in time. Throw to second, and Kennedy will be out there. But a big, big 2-run single by Adam Kennedy. It scores Powell, it scores Cabrera, and it gives the A's a 6-2 lead. Ziegler coming in. Six-2 A's, top of the ninth inning. Eric Burns will give this. He's fun to watch. Check this out.
Pick up the throw. And a somersault. When I first saw that, I was amazed, but that's putting everything in your throw. And Burnsy, hair on fire. He is something else.
Did he flip like completely over?
Yes,
I think
exactly.
he did.
He did. Complete somersault.
Brad Ziegler in to wrap this one up. It is not a save situation. Toward third, Hanahan to first, and Stephen Drew is out. One away here in the ninth. A's closing in on their 16th win of the year, and they will get set to host the Seattle Mariners tomorrow afternoon. Anderson and Jakubowskis, remember, will come your way.
Number 27.
A's pregame live at 12:30, and then the ball game at 1 o'clock.
See the numbers for Brad Ziegler, his 17th appearance, and coincidentally, since throwing in the bullpen, the side session, and his work yesterday, an inning last night, so far the third today, 4 ground ball outs for Brad Ziegler. Exactly what he's been working on to get the grounders.
Broken bat by Mark Reynolds, so he'll get a new piece of wood. So 1-2 the count. On deck is Chris Snyder. Angels have added to their lead. They now lead the Dodgers 7-4. Still batting in the top of the 7th.
The A's hang on here, and the Angels, that'll be a sweep, or a Sunday sweep at least, of the American League West over the National League West.
Ziegler with a strikeout. 2 outs here in the ninth.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Batting for Snyder, number 18.
Good sweeping slider, and that's a great pitch by Ziegler. And
Chad Tracy will pinch hit. Left-handed hitter. Tracy had a big hit in last night's game, the double that tied the score. Knocked in a pair. So Josh Outman in line for his 2nd win of the year. Another very strong performance by the young left-hander. His confidence is indeed growing. Two and one to Tracy. Bounced off the glove of Ziegler. Hanahan is not going to be able to make a play, and Tracy, an infield hit, keeps the D-backs alive here in the ninth. Now we're going to get another pinch hitter. This will be for Burns, Miguel Montero.
Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Number 26, Miguel.
Yeah, surprising
Montero.
to see A.J. Hinch throw as many lefties against Ziegler as possible. Burns, of course, a right-hander, not a true platoon for Eric Burns, just matchups, as he said.
First pitch is a strike. Montero's 2 for 8 in this series. Ziegler a little frustrated. I think this year, Ray, in watching him pitch, it does look like he's more comfortable throwing to right-handed hitters than he is to left-handed hitters.
Well, the movement also to lefties, and we saw it on the recent road trip where he's getting too much. That's a perfect pitch
That's
there.
a good one.
Yeah, but he was getting too much downward motion, movement on his pitch, and so it's that fine line of his release point, and those numbers indicate exactly what you're talking about, especially the high average against lefties.
Two and two. Ziegler's ready to Montero. Roll foul. do it again on the 2-2. Line drive past Kennedy into right center. Chad Tracy will head around to third, and the Diamondbacks again stay alive. First and third, 2 outs.
Well, got up a little bit and good action going away from the left-hander, Montero, but it stayed up instead of going down. Yeah, with a couple of strikes, able to hit it to right center. So thank you, Adam Kennedy, for the big 2-out, 2-run single to left field. Give the A's the extra cushion. It was 4-2. It made it 6-2 with his hit.
There's Augie Ojeda. There's a strike to Ojeda, who's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Fly out to center, hit into a double play, and then grounded out in the 7th. Tried to bunt in the 7th, actually, and it was a very nice play by Giambi and Outman. Little pop-up, shallow right, Kennedy out, Buck in, it's Travis Buck, he's got it, and that's the ball game. So Brad Ziegler comes in, gets the final 3 outs, has to work for him just a little bit. But when it's all said and done, the A's salvage the final game of this 3-game series, and they do it with great pitching from Josh Outman.